Teacher's Pet is a pretty perfect episode of Cheers. Now, I love pretty much every episode, so for me to say an episode is perfect indicates that, to me at least, every second of this was golden, and there are so many amazing moments. This is the 16th episode of the third season of Cheers, directed, of course, by the wonderful James Burrows, and there will be spoilers from now as I talk about various things that I loved. I always make notes when I rewatch an episode for things that I want to mention, and I really struggled to just not write down everything that Carla said. Carla has a lot of retorts, a lot of comebacks, just pretty much everything that came out of Rhea Perlman's mouth was absolutely golden, to the extent that I didn't actually write any of them down in the end. Well, I wrote one down, I didn't write it word for word, but Carla had me laughing out loud a lot. And it actually starts off with Carla and Cliff, as Cliff approaches Carla and tells her basically, she makes fun of him all of the time, but can you please not make fun of my ears? And Carla says, okay, I won't. And he says, can you not make fun of the fact that I live with my mother? And she says, okay. What can I make fun of? And Cliff says, well, I'm not very tidy. So Carla manages to make fun of him for being not tidy, while also managing to indirectly make fun of his ears and the fact he lives with his mother. I won't give the joke away. I know I said spoilers, but me delivering the line would nowhere near be as good as Carla delivering it anyway. But I just thought it was brilliant and a really great start. And that actually does crop up a few times within the episode, as Cliff is planning on getting an ear tuck because he's uncomfortable about his ears. And I like it when the opening scene does recur, or we have mentions of it every now and then. It doesn't always happen, but when it does, I like the fact that it's, we're getting more and more out of the joke. So I love that. But the main narrative isn't actually about Cliff and his ears. It's about the fact that Sam is going back to school, and there's a bit of a mystery to begin with as he walks into Cheers with some books and then locks himself in the office, and there's some speculation about what he's doing and why he's been locking himself away a few nights that week. And Diane goes in and I'm laughing there because I remembered something that Sam said. Diane knocks on the door and Sam says, go away, and Diane says, it's me, Diane, and Sam replies, go very far away, or something to that effect. It's just pretty much every joke in this, or every line that's meant to be funny, had me almost crying with laughter. I think I must just be in a really good mood, but also, it is just a very well-written, golden episode. Diane learns that Sam is going back to school. She doesn't realise straight away that Sam means he's getting his high school diploma, because he actually dropped out of school to pursue sports. And Norm mentions that there are some famous people who didn't graduate high school, and he mentions Thomas Edison, Cher, and Noel Coward. And because this is no longer the 80s, I was able to immediately Google those three names to see if that was correct. And yeah, my fact-checking confirmed, according to a few very quick Google searches, that actually, yes, that is the truth. According to Wikipedia, Noel Coward had, and I quote, little formal schooling, and apparently it's also true about not graduating with Cher and Thomas Edison as well. So I learned something with this episode. But I really like the fact that actually everybody was supporting Sam, and Coach also revealed that he wasn't able to graduate, so he wants to go back to school with Sam, and they both begin to study together, and they're both studying geography, and things seem to be going really well. Coach in particular is doing very well, which is lovely to see. Sam is getting good grades, but not because he's studying. Diane's face when Coach says that Sam is Miss Purdy's favourite was just amazing. And the penny dropped for her immediately. Sam is getting good grades because he's sleeping with the teacher. I love the fact that Diane went to confront him and Sam was able to say everything she was about to say, and that he knew he shouldn't have been relying on sleeping with her to get good grades. It wasn't his plan. He didn't do it intentionally, but it's the way it went. And immediately he felt guilty for it. And I just loved how that was written, and Diane ending up telling him to stop slouching because there was nothing else she could berate him for, because he was berating himself. And I think that that was a really wonderful moment of self-awareness with Sam. Sam as a character, I don't want to go into too much detail about this in case you haven't seen any of the future seasons, but Sam grows and develops as a character, as any good sitcom character would, and becomes a lot more mature and has more moments of self-awareness and self-awakening as the seasons progress. And even, or this early on, we are seeing elements of this as we do in this episode. There's another moment just after this that I think is one of the funniest things ever. It's the scene where Cliff and Norm are refusing to help Sam, and they stand up and they pretend to be really stupid, and Cliff starts to say like right left as he's trying to walk, and look at John Ratzenberger's face. It's amazing. But then look at Shelley Long's face. She's in the background, she's behind the bar, and Shelley Long is amazing. I never see her break character ever, but in that moment I feel like it was close. And I think Diane would laugh at Cliff doing that, but also there's just a moment where I think that's a genuine reaction. Her face is amazing. So definitely that scene, just Cliff's face, Diane's face, absolutely fantastic. And then Coach agrees to actually help Sam study properly, and he says, and I quote, "We learn our facts by associating countries with music." And I love that. I actually do that. This is going to sound really stupid, but when I'm studying different languages, for example, I've been studying German for a number of years, I will sometimes, if I can't remember a word, I will say it to myself in a sing-songy voice, but a different kind of voice each time. And that's how I remember it. So what Cliff is saying, and of course, songs in childhood help to teach us as well. And what Cliff is saying is so helpful. And the song that he sings, honestly, it's brilliant, it's amazing, it's addictive, I love it. And things go well. Coach gets a brilliant grade, Sam gets a D. He's not very happy about the D, but it's a passing grade, and really that's all he needed. But for Sam, the real trophy is not just getting his diploma, but it's correcting Diane. And it's a wonderful, wonderful moment where she gets the capital of North Dakota incorrect, and Sam gets to correct her. It's a great moment, not just because it shows that Sam has retained some information, but also that he gets to correct Diane, which is not something that happens very often at all. This is a beautiful episode. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It's so funny. It's so well written. The performances are incredible. The facial expressions are just perfect. I don't know if it would be one of my favourite episodes overall. To be honest, I think it probably is. But absolutely, without question, it's one of my favourite season 3 episodes. Teacher's Pet is absolutely beautiful. Such a funny episode.